Monday. Hope you're having a good start to the week. Thank you for being with us here on Morning Mayhem, Piper Peach Radio. Well, look who's back.
I know, we got her back finally. I wasn't sure there for a while.
Now, you were at Disney
I'm a little
World?
sad, yeah.
It's a small world after all.
Is it even open anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were closing that.
No, I rode it about 6 times. Yeah, that's Deason's favorite.
Well, I know one reason I like to ride it, especially in July,
The air.
because it's like 99, and inside it's like 69.
Yeah.
Very
I know.
nice.
And
then,
it's
I
pretty
dip
slow
the
going.
water.
It's not like doesn't jerk you around too bad.
No, I
I
always
like
take
the
a
slow. When I was young, I wanted to be beat to death when I rode a ride.
Yeah.
I wanted to go high, fast, be beat to death. My age now, cuddle me.
Yeah.
Just give me a
That's
little
decent.
slow, happy ride.
The teacups might be a little dangerous for you now, Bill.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
know.
Yeah, I'd probably puke.
Probably.
Yeah.
I can remember riding teacups at the Disneyland.
Me too.
In,
That's the only time I ever
like
ran the
1965,
I've
I
never-
think it was. We were out there.
I've never
Anaheim,
been to
California.
Disneyland. I want to go. And next week, Bailey works in California, and they're staying directly across the road from it.
Can you go with him?
No. So mad.
Unless you could take us all with you, we could all do the show remotely.
Yeah.
Maybe that would work.
Maybe so. I'm
we'll
sure
pitch
Baden would pay
We'll
for
pitch
that.
that after the show to the management and
Yeah.
see what they say.
Let me ask you this: how expensive was it?
He's already.
I don't know. That's my husband's job.
Do what? It's part of his job.
What's the ticket? It's about
pay
100,
for it.
150 now. Is it 200?
I don't know.
Do you know what? When Disneyland opened, kids were, I think it was $2,
Oh, my gosh.
and families was $12 for what? It was unbelievable.
I think he said for us to go to Disneyland for 2 or 3 days was going to be like $1,000.
Yeah.
I had always had the impression that when we went out there in '65 to Disneyland, that was like it had just opened.
Yeah.
But no, it opened in 1955.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot older than,
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I
they
think
didn't,
it's
Disney
20
World.
they didn't even
years.
start buying land in Florida till the 60s.
I
Yeah.
was about to say, I think it's
Probably.
like 20 years older than the one in Florida.
Yeah.
I want to say the one in Florida
They got
opened
him a
in
good deal on some
75.
swampland out
He
there,
did.
didn't they, Bill?
Yeah.
And they
Actually
turned it
did.
into this entertainment mecca.
I know. It's
Did
this
y'all
whole
stay
community.
on the grounds there?
Yeah.
One of those, like the Swan or something?
No,
I
we
stayed at
didn't
the
stay
Swan
at the
one time,
Swan.
Bill.
We stayed at All Star Sports.
Okay. Well, I mentioned the Swan is because it's one of those, $400 or $500 a night on
Is it?
premises, on property, and went with a business one time and got to stay there. You were talking about getting a good meal earlier before
Swan
the
and
show started.
Dolphin.
Yeah.
That's
But we're glad that you made
But
it back.
thank
and
you.
Safely.
We had a lot of fun.
And
It was fun, I bet.
I was looking forward to,
was
in
hot.
the event that you did bring anything back for,
I did have you a
your-
gift, and I forgot it at home this
You
morning.
forgot it at home.
I did.
There's I don't know. That
You're gonna be
seems-
really excited
seems
about
a little
it, though.
convenient that it was left at home. I don't mean to be ungrateful for something that I.
It's not from
Haven't
Disneyland
actually
though.
received.
It's from New York. Pico brought it on
Oh,
All Star
really?
Week. Yeah.
Cool. All
Yeah.
right.
You're gonna be really excited.
Pico was involved in it. I have an idea what it is about.
Maybe. I think you're gonna be really shocked.
Heroin?
Well, Bill, heroin is the gift that keeps on giving. That's what I've always heard.
Pico
Hold on.
did not bring that from New York. No. He don't have it at all, as far as I know.
Well, something else is back.
Where did that come from? Heroin.
No
I don't
idea.
know, man. He's just
In
out
New
of
York.
left
Water.
field. Get the joke. Left field.
Water is back.
Baseball. Left field came out of left
We
field.
find out Friday
Yes.
that all the water was stolen and it disappeared. And we're not just talking this much water.
We're talking like 60
like-
cases
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, 1,100 pounds or something of water.
That's a bunch.
And
that's
that's
a lot, of water.
to steal through a window. By the way, they stole it out of a broken window in a building that had all the doors unlocked. So that tells you how smart these
But
But they
people
had
were.
muscles.
They
Yeah.
must
No
have had
brain, all
muscles, or they were
muscles.
incredibly thirsty.
And
Yeah,
they had
they-
a lot of time, obviously, because
Yeah,
it
they-
takes a while to
because-
load 60 cases of water.
It's in the other room, all the rest of the water, and it takes up half a room. It's, huge. I mean,
5
this
feet high.
cases and tons of these things. So, anyway, when we left Friday morning, we told you we gave you descriptions, told you it was Piper Peach water, so it's not like it was water that could be hidden easily or anything.
You're right.
Yeah.
And we didn't know, and nobody knows whether you're going to get it back or not. So literally within hours, we talked about it on the air Friday morning, and someone listening found it.
Yep.
Actually, they were given it by a family member. We're not going to give any details, but because they were horrified when they found out someone in their family had all this water that was not legal water. I mean, this is now officially,
Y'all just think
although it
this is
feels
water.
good, because this is now hot water because it's hot. It's been
good.
stolen.
Good little pun there.
Yeah,
Neil.
it's just a little pun. But anyway, we got it all back because a listener, a viewer, heard us talk about it, and then it came upon them, and they immediately contacted Baden and brought it all back to us, just to be kind, nice, and honest. So it's a good story overall. Everyone and I will say it's one of their family members. Baden and I were talking about this. We all have people in our family that are ne'er-do-wells. A lot of us, I've got cousins are saying this about me, but I've got cousins that are ne'er-do-wells. And I was a ne'er-do-well when I was young, so, I mean, I can't say anything about it. So I ended up at Marion Institute. But I'm telling you, it's a good story because although someone stole it, an incredibly honest person brought it all back to us.
Or he
That's
could
right.
So
get
congratulations to them. They couldn't help what a family member did, and they were wonderful.
He could have been an accessory though.
Yeah, they weren't.
Maybe they'll go
They
light on
immediately
him.
brought it to our attention, literally hours in the middle of the night, and we had all the water back Saturday morning.
I wonder if they
So-
had it at a party or something.
Do what?
I wonder if they had it at a party or something.
No, I think
Saw it there.
I think someone said, "Look what I got for y'all," and it was stolen water.
I mean, this
and only
water-
because they
Gosh.
knew us and knew the story did they know it was stolen water.
This water
Yeah.
has natural electrolytes from the heart of Alabama, is what it says.
I know.
It's from.
It's great water. I
it's
mean, they're
simply
one of our
artesian.
sponsors and
I
everything.
think the
They're
people
really
that
nice.
stole it thought that
Mineral
meant something
Springs.
else.
Mineral Springs, literally right behind our church, probably maybe a quarter of a mile, if that far.
Yeah.
The way the crow flies.
It's great
you know.
water.
Yep. Yeah, oh, it
really
is.
is.
It is.
And we had to customize labels with Piper Peach on it, which is, we give them out at remotes and stuff. But, that's like $2,000 worth of water. So, I mean,
Yeah.
we laugh about the fact they stole water. Now, that is kind of dumb. But when you think about it, that water is more expensive than gasoline right now.
Yeah.
If you bought this much gasoline, it'd be cheaper than that water is.
Well,
I
the
know.
investigation continues because there's still items missing.
There is. There's a
Maybe the
electric
generator.
generator.
You need to beat them up.
Yeah.
So, we tell everybody if someone offers you a cheap
Bring it back.
generator, or they offer you or you go to the pawn stores, somebody comes in with a gas generator. Do you remember what the brand is?
Predator 2000.
It's a Predator 2000, stolen by a Predator 2026.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
So-
okay. Why are we not just going to the people that stole the water and telling them bring us our generator
Because
back?
they
Well,
don't
wait a
know
minute
anything
now.
about
The
it. They asked
investigation-
about it.
What?
The
We asked
investigation
about it.
continues.
Okay.
Investigation
Don't think we
continues.
didn't ask.
Clanton Police
Y'all,
Department
we're not
is still
stupid, okay?
investigating.
More than one person didn't break in when the water was.
I don't know.
That would be a lot of trips back and
one
forth.
person on meth can do a lot.
I mean, think about
You may
all
not
that
have
water.
the generator anymore, but we know that you got the generator. Okay.
And also, we're processing the video right now, so there's a good chance that you probably better just to turn yourself
They didn't
in.
have access to the security because I was out of town, but I'm here and I have it on my phone right now, and I know that you got it.
Ooh, look at her. She's staring him down into the camera. It looks pretty scary, doesn't it? I wouldn't want to.
I've looked at my wife, Matt. She doesn't scare me. That's what my wife does.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that, Miss
Like a
Aran.
little bird.
Miss Aran, I did not say
Well,
that.
I don't know. Don't say little. My wife's like a little bird, but it's more like a vulture. Yeah, 6:12, 12 minutes after 6 o'clock. I can say that because she's at the lake and doesn't have any chance to see or
And no
hear us
internet.
this morning, so I'm being really brave, really powerful and brave. 6:12 is our
Your
time.
phone starts ringing.
We do have it. Oh, if it does, I'll be. Not only the water will have gone missing, so will dollar bill. 6:12 is our time. We'll be right back. Stay with us on Morning Mayhem.
Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole, plus automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers, so everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts. Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
There's a pride that comes from employing over 6,000 people in America, welding, fabricating, assembling with local and global parts, delivering a machine just right for you. Japanese engineering meets American ingenuity that builds on our 50-year legacy of quality, reliability, and durability that makes us the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. These aren't just machines. This is a way of life. And that's why Kubota is investing hundreds of millions right here at home. Because we won't settle on what was good enough yesterday. We're innovating with inspiration from the hard-working men and women that proudly sit on our equipment every day. So you can be sure that every one of us have you in mind when a machine or implement comes down that line. We know how hard you work. We'll do the same. This is Kubota.
6:16 in the morning. It's Monday. We're glad you're with us. Morning Mayhem. Well, you know, it's
really not funny.
It's the start of the week. What's that?
I said it's not funny.
I think Baden does stuff like that just to
Right-
have us
right
laughing
at
when
the
we come
time
back.
We're coming back on the air.
And then he gets on to us
I
for
know, it
laughing
says
when we
us
come
not to
back.
do that, but I guess, you know, some people are more privileged. Bill, sorry to interrupt you. What time is it? What's the temperature? What's the date?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
It is mild outside.
It is. Could
It
be
is.
rainy.
It could
It
be,
wasn't-
but we
and
don't
it
know
is
yet.
foggy in some areas. I came through some thick fog coming in from Columbiana this morning, so be careful.
Yeah, you're right there
Thick
next to the
fog.
river, aren't you?
Yeah,
Pretty much. It's
I
just
come
right.
down 145, and
Uh-huh.
I had some really thick places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hit any fog, but I drove for the first time in 8 days, and my lane keeping wasn't on, so I did almost get in a couple head-on collisions.
Oh.
And it wasn't my fault; it was because my lane keeping wasn't on.
It was, okay. I was going to say, I don't know, Taylor. I don't think that would hold much water in, you know, under you know, interrogation.
Well,
So you didn't crash into anybody.
I did not crash
Did anybody
into-
have to like swerve and miss you?
they didn't. I don't think they were paying attention either.
Okay, well that's bad.
I know
Good
it's
that
pretty
they,
bad.
You know, didn't, but bad that they weren't paying attention.
I know. We
Well-
have in the comments that the generator should be called Little Juicy.
No, not little. Lil
like
Juicy.
a rapper,
Like the
Lil
rapper.
Lil
Or-
Juicy.
Lil Abner. You remember Lil Abner?
You're showing your
cartoon?
age now, though.
I said comic strip.
I don't think anybody under the age of 50 knows who Little Abner.
I
Little
never got
Abner.
it. I never got Lil Abner.
I
But
liked him a little bit.
I didn't
Yeah, they were
understand the
hillbillies.
story. You know, it was.
They were
I know. It
hillbillies.
was, I thought all comics were comedy. You know, funny, but this was not particularly funny. Did you think it was?
Kind of funny, but it was
I missed
subtle
it.
humor.
I must have missed
Yeah,
it.
it was
Maybe
more
just-
adult humor, I think, than children. I
Maybe it was
guess.
just too much for me. But
Yeah.
I just remember.
You know, that was like I was with Beetle Bailey. I didn't get Beetle Bailey much.
I don't
And
know.
that
I
was
kind
an
of
old
like the
comic strip.
Sarge. You know,
Yeah, but I
Bill
just
Bailey.
didn't get a lot of the. Of course, that was post World War
What
II.
was
the guys.
the secretary was her name Miss Buxom?
Yeah,
I
Miss
think that
Buxton.
was.
I wonder why.
Yeah. I was like, wow,
'Cause
I
she
didn't know
had a
you
big
could.
butt?
I didn't know you could draw
No.
like that. You know what I mean? Miss Buxom.
Don't forget, this was coming out of World War II.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All those GIs,
That's true.
young
That's
men.
true. But yes, I definitely. I've talked about it many times. We took the Birmingham News, so all of those were, daily comics basically. And then on Sunday, you got the big separate section. They put all the comics in color.
In color.
And
And
those
that's
were
when you
really-
grabbed your silly putty and went to town. Did you ever play with silly putty?
I did.
Because it
Remember,
would
in the
come
old
off on
days, you
it.
could, press it down on the color comics, and when you peeled it up, there was a perfect
Image.
copy of it.
Yep.
And you could wad it up, and it'd dissolve and you could do it again and again. And of course, it
All the
feels
ink.
ridiculous that you were entertained by this, but you would take it out, and there would be a picture of
Beetle Bailey
Beetle Bailey
or Peanuts.
who was the I always Dick Tracy.
I was like
Dick
the Wizard
Tracy
of
was a
Wizard
big
of.
Dick Tracy fan.
What was it?
And he was the private eye, private detective, Dick Tracy,
Oh,
private
yes,
eye,
I
private
remember.
detective. Anyway, you could then pull the silly putty and make their faces do weird stuff. That tells you how deprived older people were when they were young for entertainment value.
Exactly.
We did not have tablets and phones and color television. We had black and white TV, and we were thrilled to see color comics on Sunday. That was like Disney World.
How
Yep,
grateful
exactly.
y'all are.
See,
Look at y'all.
we had it really rough growing up.
We
Not
did.
like
my,
you.
my air conditioner only had 2 speeds.
Slow and slower.
Well, it was barely cold and kind of cold. But at least it was air conditioning, and we had, in the window unit. But
We
that's-
had the central air at some point, I think, pretty early. But
Did you really? We didn't have
Yeah.
central air until
Well,
I was in college.
so we built Mom and Dad built a new house and moved
They
in
put
in
central air
62,
in it?
and it had central heating and air. Boy, they were like
We got that in
kings of the
68.
neighborhood.
That's it. We built. My dad built a house in '69.
But here's the thing, though, Bill. When you had that, you had to turn it on for it to work.
Oh yeah.
And so
It didn't
we
just
didn't do
stay
that.
on.
We
Yeah.
didn't do that a lot. In fact, at night, it
My
was,
dad would turn it off and open the windows and
as soon as
turn
it
on
would get dark, Dad would say, "Go."
Yeah.
We had rollout windows. I mean, like
Oh, did you?
like mobile home windows in this house. I don't know what's in there now. The house is, of course, still there. But you'd roll out the window. Dad say, "It's dark. Go roll out your windows." That way, your room would be a little cooler when you went to bed. But I don't know. I used to just sleep on top of the bed, no sheets, because it was,
hot.
85 degrees.
My dad,
Oh, my
my dad said the thing all the time. If we left the door open too long, when you left the house or came in, you better get in quick or get out quick and shut the door, because of course he'd yell, "What are you trying to do? Air condition the neighborhood?"
Exactly.
So
Or the refrigerator door, just as
Yeah.
bad.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you stood there and contemplated what you wanted.
all that wasted cold space.
Man.
Well, we have a message that came through.
A message?
Yes. It's from Mary.
What is it?
Uh-oh.
She said, I hear every word that you are saying. I hear you, Bill.
You are
So
in
you
a
may
heap of
not
trouble.
need to go home today. Maybe tomorrow.
Okay. Dang.
I just want you to know. Just wait till you get home, buddy.
Been nice knowing y'all. Really enjoyed my time here on Piper Peach. I'll just go ahead and say it now. I will be missed.
I don't know how we got off on the comic book train, but I said that we had a suggestion to call the generator a little juicy, which goes with our van
Lil Abner, that's what got us started.
Big Juicy.
That's right.
That's
Big
right.
Juicy. Big
right.
Juicy has
It's now
officially
official.
been official. We have the customized tag and everything.
We got
It
a
is
custom
coming out of our
tag.
check,
If you see
but
Big Juicy
it
going
is
down the
worth
road
it.
with a tag that says
Sweet.
Big Juicy, you got it.
Yeah.
I hated to point
No
it out.
wondering if that was it or not.
I hate to point it out, but Juicy is misspelled. I mean, just saying.
What can you do?
I mean, you know, he's a child of
asking
phonics. So,
for
Bill,
too
you're a child of
much.
phonics. Are you a good speller today?
No, I'm a
Well,
terrible
you're definitely
speller.
you're definitely
Well, I think,
a child
what,
of
is it spelled Jucy?
J-U-C-E-Y, isn't it? It doesn't have an E in it. Or is it no E? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is that there's only so much room on a tag. Because mine says dollar bill, but my tag is DOLRBIL. That's the only way I could get dollar bill on a tag because it ran out of space.
Seven.
Yeah.
7.
7 or 8, I think, is about the most you can get.
DOLRBIL.
When I had my minivan, I wanted to get a personalized tag that said Banana Van. I don't know why.
Banana what?
Banana Van. But Bailey told me
Just
no,
like the way it
that he wasn't
sounds.
paying. Yeah.
Kind of rolls off your
And
tongue
then I was like, well, I'm going to get one that says peeling out and just put a banana on the back of the van.
like a sticker.
Yeah. And he said no again. He said he wasn't paying for a
What
personalized
is
tag.
this thing with you and bananas?
I'm really not sure. I don't even like bananas.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't
Well,
even
that
eat
is kind
bananas.
of unusual.
I know, but
I could see if you were, like a big fan of them.
yeah, no. Banana fan, no. Banana van, yes. So I don't know.
That sounds a lot like Scooby Doo. What is their van called? You know those meddling kids. Remember every time at the
I
end of the
don't
show,
know, what
Bill,
is
the
it?
I remember
the
I
guy,
didn't
the
watch
guy,
Scooby-Doo
you know,
that
I thought it was
much.
just a
the guy who's
Scooby-Doo
wearing
van.
handcuffs. He says, "I'd have got away with it what for those meddling kids."
Yeah, and then it ends up not being a monster. It ends up being
I know the
people who stole the water.
the neighbor,
Yeah.
or the gardener,
The gardener.
or something,
The
It would always
dentist.
be somebody. Oh gosh.
Well, sports with Mike. Tell us about the World Cup.
Sports with Mike. Hey y'all, the World Cup is officially over.
I'm sad.
And I know. I forget the number of games there were. Seemed like there was 48 teams, maybe. So, I mean, you're talking 150 games or more, I would
Yeah.
think. And finally
There's
got
like
to the.
20 locations, wasn't there?
I don't know, Bill.
It was
There's a bunch
North
of 'em.
America. So it was Canada had a couple of venues.
Mexico.
We had like 12 venues, and then Mexico had a couple of venues.
They did. They
Yeah.
had.
So there was
I
games
know they had
going
Mexico
galore.
City and then maybe Monterrey. I want to say, which is pretty close to the border.
I'll tell you this: I've never been a big soccer fan. I don't understand the game. Didn't grow up with it. Never saw a soccer game until I was in college or later. It just wasn't played in the South back in the 50s and early 60s.
No, it wasn't.
Never heard of it hardly. And then, of course, it exploded in probably the 80s, even down here. But I've never understood the game that much. But I have watched more soccer in the last 3 weeks than I have cumulatively in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I'm actually I've kind of learned a little bit about it. I actually enjoyed watching. I was pulling for England when they were still in the running, and of course they lost. They are number 3.
You saw that score.
They're number
6-4. That
Right.
was a scoring record
Yeah,
for a World Cup game.
And they did pretty well until the end. But anyway, I was only because a fan of England, really because my friends Jeanette and Croc.
I
So-
remember you mentioned that earlier about that you had some friends from over there.
Yeah,
From
and they were
across the pond, right?
across the pond, who live here now and have for years, but they were following it. And then I really got excited watching the last 2 or 3 games. And then yesterday, I was glued to the final game, and I didn't really care. I mean, Argentina, Spain, I didn't care, but I kind of took Spain's side only because of their history. They've only won it once, and that was 30 years or more ago. And they're kind of the underdog, so I kind of went for the underdog.
It would have been a repeat
And
for
Argentina
if they had won.
Right.
They- 'cause they won
they were cocky.
last
They
one.
thought they had it.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know-
and Messi, the famous player his last name's Messi.
Lionel.
Yeah. He, he's a phenomenal player, but he's 39 years old, which is considered getting kind of old for a soccer player.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, it was probably his last big game, but He didn't do nothing. They shut him out. So, and if you watched the game yesterday, to me, Spain dominated it the entire time. They didn't even let Argentina get but like 2 shots at goal, and they had like what 30 or something.
21 is what the stats said.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, and that's direct shots on goal. That doesn't count the ones that they
Tried to get
they
down
hit
close
and it
and
hits a
knock
player
it.
and it goes off before it gets to the goalie. That's the ones that got to the
I will
goalie.
say this:
That's a
Argentina's
lot.
goalie was amazing.
I know.
That Argentina goalie was astounding. He was, to me, he was far more important to that team than Messi or anybody else. He saved the game for him in a lot of ways. I mean, it could have been much worse.
Oh yes,
With
that's
all
what I
those
was reading
shots on
about.
goal,
I mean, like 4 or 5.
He did some amazing
4 or
saves.
5 really good
Right.
saves. I mean, which is way more than you'd normally see in a game.
Right.
So Spain definitely dominated.
Yeah.
I was always under the impression that Spain was the top ranked team.
Well,
It was
thought
Argentina.
It was, and I was like you. But Spain's got this weird deal. Spanish soccer or football is they have their own style, and the way their country develops players is unique. And they started this about 20 years ago, and they won, right away after they changed the way they did their football program in Spain. They did well, and then they've had this dry spell for 20, and everybody says, oh, you've gone down the wrong road. Now they're saying, really, it was the right road. It looks like they're just now coming to fruition because their team is very young. So if they're this good with a young team, what's that say for the next, 10, 15 years?
Well, they are the reigning European champions.
Right.
I'm talking about as far as when the countries get together. And I read, Bill, where they have now not been defeated in 38 straight matches.
Wow,
My
that's
gosh.
astounding.
I mean, that's quite a streak. Now, they've been tied a few times, but because not every, like in the
Regular season,
call it, the
they
first
can go
round,
to ties. They can have ties.
the group stage, they can have ties.
Ties.
Right, regular season, they do have ties, exactly.
Yeah. They
But
don't have
here-
to play to a winner.
Yesterday, they played 2 extra periods, which they played
Right.
2 45-minute periods, and then before they get to the penalty kick phase, or whatever they call it, overtime kicks, they play 15-minute periods.
Right. They get 2 of them.
Right, and it was in the second 15-minute period when they scored.
The thing about soccer I really have had a hard time grappling with, and if you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. As the game progressed, it's a 90-minute game, supposedly, 2 45-minute halves.
Plus extra time.
And that throws me off because the clock shows the time is it. They don't stop the clock while they're dealing with injuries and stuff like in American football. You stop the clock, you deal with it, and then the clock starts when play starts.
Right.
Soccer, the clock just keeps rolling. And then what happens is at the end of the 90 minutes, they tell you how much time they've accumulated what they were not playing, and they add it to the end. And it's so confusing to me because you don't know when the game's going to be over. It looks like they've only got like 4 minutes or 3 minutes left to play, and that 3 minutes ends, and then they go, oh, well, now they got another 9 minutes because that was the, and you go, well, God, you don't know when to go. They've won it. Yeah, it's crazy to me.
Well, there were several times where I noticed goals being scored in the extra time this
Right.
time. I mean, I have watched many times, and I don't think I'd ever seen anybody score in the extra time, just because I don't watch a lot for one thing, but I didn't see any. But this time it was pretty cool. But you're right, Bill. Spain absolutely dominated that game.
Yeah, they did.
Even though Argentina, the whole World Cup tournament, they had fallen behind like 3 times and came back and won.
Yeah, they were able to bring back.
They were teetering on the edge, of disaster for
2
a
or
long
3
time.
times, yeah.
Exactly.
It was a good game to watch.
You know-
Now that I'm learning it a little bit, I'm still confused by penalties and penalty kicks, and I don't know when they throw them in and when they go to that little corner and kick them in, and when they kick it. I'm just and then they start screaming about something. I didn't see it, and it turns out that one guy's foot, caught another, and it looks like you're just kicking at each other, but. Sometimes it's okay to kick at each other, and then sometimes they throw that yellow card out there and say it was a penalty, and I have no idea about the finesse of the game. I just know they run around kicking a ball, and sometimes with their head. And if it goes in that net, it looks like it's a goal, but sometimes it's not.
That's right. I
Go
told
figure.
you before.
That's why I'm just lost.
One of the things I'm really confused about is what is exactly offsides. Because
Yeah.
I saw so many goals disallowed because they were
Well,
quote
that one
offsides.
in the big game was
Yep.
just the Spain got a goal, and the guy was offsides, and they actually electronically showed that he can't go past the halfway mark until one of the other teams is ahead of him or something like that. It showed electronically this much of his arm had crossed. I mean, just basically his elbow and 4 inches up and 4 inches down from his elbow.
So just like you're holding your arm is how he crossed the line.
Had crossed the line, and they could detect that. And so
wild.
they took his goal
Well,
back.
they have a replay system like
amazing.
kind of like Major League Baseball. Well, all sports have it now, I guess, except I guess the NBA does have it too. But I've seen that several times, and then, like you said, the clock just keeps running. So if they take 5 minutes to look at that, they just add 5 minutes.
just
at
add
the
it
end
to
of
the end of the
game.
game. It's weird.
So it is weird, but congratulations to the Lions of Spain.
Yeah, and you know what? I think what's happened, I think having the World Games here, FIFA's World Games in the Americas, has really done two things beautifully. One, it's made Americans a lot more familiar with soccer. Now, whether they embrace it like you would hope, maybe, because the world loves soccer. Only America really doesn't.
Yeah.
So I think we ought to be in there. I like being competitive with the rest of the world. So I think that's helped. And the others, the beautiful part, it turns out thousands and thousands of people from other parts of the world who thought America was a terrible place to come found out we have Waffle House, and we've got some wonderful Chick-fil-A.
Ranch dressing.
Ranch dressing.
Exactly, that was huge.
And they have gone, and they found out people were a lot nicer. They felt a lot safer. Everything was, I think, mostly positive.
Yeah.
I think you didn't hear many negative things about America from all the people that visited. They were amazed at how much they were surprised and enjoyed this country. And that's not a bad thing, not just only because other people in the world see it, but I think when other people in the world start gushing about how wonderful America is, it makes us realize how wonderful we have it, because we take so much for granted. And we just think hot showers and clean clothes and stuff. Even the most the people in this country that are the most poor and the most underprivileged still live better than 90% of the rest of the world.
That's right.
And we forget that. We take everything for granted.
Yeah.
We forget 100 years ago, no one could have a hot shower. It didn't exist.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And so I think when the world starts saying, oh, America is wonderful, we eat at Waffle House. Everybody makes fun of Waffle House. Brian Kelly's been kicked out of it and banned from Waffle House, which is an astounding feat in its own right. But then you hear other people talk about how incredible they thought Waffle House was, and Chick-fil-A and all the fast, and the ranch dressing is this amazing stuff they couldn't believe. And we're
Air
just like,
conditioning.
air conditioning and people being nice. We talk about how mean everybody is nowadays, and really, comparatively, we are nice people, most of us.
We are.
There's a few
That's
bad
right.
apples everywhere, but you know what?
2 out of 3 of us sitting here, pretty nice.
I mean, it is really. I think it's been a good thing that we had the World Cup in America as well as Canada and Mexico, because I think it really not only highlighted how good we have it here to the world, it also reminds us how good we have it here.
Yeah.
Before we leave Spain and how dominant they were, I was just looking at a couple other things. I told you they had 21 shots on goal compared to 2 for Argentina. It was even worse than that. They had 20 shots before Argentina even got a shot off. And then Spain gave up 1 goal in 8 matches in the World Cup. 1 goal.
That's it.
I mean, that's pretty good defense. And I was reading their coach is 65 years old, which I thought was pretty cool. He said he was the oldest guy ever to win a World Cup. But he was talking about how the way they teach soccer, and which is ball control. Get the ball, keep it away from the other team, and then you'll occasionally get a shot and win the game. So that's their goal all the time, Bill, is to keep the other team from even getting the ball.
Well, and the
obviously
thing
it worked
is-
if they got one shot.
The
You know,
thing is with soccer, I've
in 90
noticed
minutes.
with them that if you control the ball and you can sit there and kick it around to each other, you notice Spain didn't have to run around so much because they all had their positions and they would kick it to each other. Well, that means the other team's running like crazy trying to get it, and you
Oh,
wear
yeah, they're getting
them
tired.
out. You
Yeah.
wear them
Admire.
out.
You gotta
And
admire
could
their
visibly
stamina.
see that second half, especially, you could see Argentina getting worn out.
Even as much as they basically run for 90 minutes. I mean, they're really in tremendous shape. I think I told y'all that I went to a Olympics game, Bill, when Atlanta was hosting the Olympics in 1996 between Spain and Argentina, played at Legion Field. Argentina dominated that game, and I'd always thought they won the gold medal that year, but they actually lost the first time ever that a team from Africa had won it. And that was Nigeria, beat them in the the Olympic finals. So they got the gold. But anyway, man, that was exciting. I'm glad to hear you talk about it, like how you weren't really a huge fan, but now you are because these are tremendous athletes.
Yeah, and I'm learning enough now about the game. I can enjoy it. Maybe one day in the future, I might be able to look at a hockey game and understand it.
Maybe so.
Definitely. Me too.
Maybe. I just know I go to a fight and hope maybe a hockey game breaks out.
Exactly. Oh man.
Well, it was 6:39. We're coming up on 6:40. So let's take a minute to hear a word from our sponsors. Go grab a cup of coffee, and we'll be back after the break. You've been tuning in to Morning Mayhem. We'll be right back.
There's a pride that comes from employing over 6,000 people in America. Welding, fabricating, assembling with local and global parts. Delivering a machine just right for you. Japanese engineering meets American ingenuity that builds on our 50-year legacy of quality, reliability, and durability that makes us the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. These aren't just machines. This is a way of life. And that's why Kubota is investing hundreds of millions right here at home. Because we won't settle on what was good enough yesterday. We're innovating with inspiration from the hard-working men and women that proudly sit on our equipment every day. So you can be sure that every one of us have you in mind when a machine or implement comes down that line. We know how hard you work. We'll do the same. This is Kubota.
itself.
Good morning. It's 6:43. About let's see, 43. 17 away from 7 o'clock.
6:43. Tick tock, tick tock.
It is. Y'all were talking about ghosts and being scared. Baden's scared of ghosts, apparently. But I never could read those books. The 13.
Because you would get scared.
I'd get scared too.
13 Alabama Ghosts.
Yeah.
We were just
Well,
talking
it's
about
not
it.
really that scary. It's Jeffrey was the ghost that Catherine Wyndham
Lived in her
name
house?
was Catherine Wyndham, and then she got married and changed it to Catherine Wyndham Tucker, famous art author in the state of Alabama.
Is it
Wonderful
Tucker
lady.
Wyndham or Wyndham Tucker? I think it's Tucker.
Catherine Wyndham Tucker.
Is it Catherine Wyndham Tucker? Okay.
I was
stand
friends with
corrected.
her sister. I mean, with her daughter. And her daughter was named Kitty, and her daughter lived in Selma. And when I worked in Selma, we did some stuff together. She was in theater. She died young. And then I got to know Catherine, and I'd see her. She'd come to Montevallo a lot, to the college.
She was a great speaker, storyteller.
She was a great storyteller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But her book, it was about. She came up years ago with the 13 ghosts stories that she wanted to talk about in the state of Alabama, and then Jeffrey was her ghost, and she was from. Was she from Selma?
I think
it was.
so. I think she
Yeah.
lived there. I know she lived there when she passed away. She was in Selma.
Yeah, I think that's where she was from. So, anyway, that's not as scary. It's got some great stories about why there are these ghosts in these 13 different locations in the state.
Yeah.
But they're more almost historical and interesting than they are scary. It's weird.
Well,
it's
I was
I
neat.
need
just
to reread it. I
saying,
haven't
you
tried
know,
to
I
read
was
it
It's
since
a
I
great
was
book
little.
to read.
I was at Okahaba the other day, and just the first time I'd ever been there. And while I was there, they gave you a real nice map, so you can actually drive through it. I thought it was all walking, but thank goodness it wasn't, because that would have been a big town.
It was a big
if
city.
it had,
It was
continued to be
the
our
state capital for a few years until it just kept flooding.
Kept flooding.
The flooding and it's the convergence of what the Big
No,
B and
it's
the Alabama,
the Cahaba,
Cahaba and Alabama.
the confluence.
Yeah, the confluence of that. So they
Yep.
flooded all the time, and they really didn't pay attention to that when it became the cap. The capital's been St. Stephen's was the first capital, but that's when it was the territory of Mississippi and then the territory of Alabama, and that's down near Mobile.
Yeah, so I think it's
Then they
Mobile
moved it-
County.
then they moved it to I think Tuscaloosa.
Well, I
You
think
know, you can-
Okahaba was. I always thought Okahaba was first, then St. Stephen's for a little bit, but it could have been reversed on those two. But Tuscaloosa came after that,
You're right.
and then Huntsville was for
Huntsville
a year or
was for a
two.
little while, yeah. And we've
Before it
had
settled.
4 different state capitals.
Before it settled. Yeah, but I did want to go back a minute ago. We were talking about comics, and I had mentioned I couldn't remember the name of the van of Scooby Doo and Craig Glenn. I've not seen Craig's name pop up, but glad you're listening and watching this morning. He reminded us it was the Mystery Machine, which I then recalled because I could picture it at that point. Sorry to digress, but we really would love, you would really have a good time. It's a really good family thing to go and enjoy the ghost and hear the stories.
Yeah.
We were in Charleston a few years ago, and we went on a ghost tour. And I'm sorry, it loses its charm when he's got an iPad and he's showing you these pictures. And I'm like, nah.
Me and Bailey's done ghost tours in Birmingham.
It was more funny than
and it was
anything.
really interesting.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's a guy up there that does ghost tours. We've done 3 or 4 with him, and
I've
it
done
is so
one.
interesting.
Did they tell you about the underground river in Birmingham?
I believe so.
Yeah, that was a neat one. I worked downtown Birmingham for years when our radio station was on 2nd and 18th Street, right next to the old Melba Theater downtown. Not Melba, Ritz Theater.
I remember the Ritz.
Yeah, it was old and like the Alabama and the Lyric, but they tore it down. But supposedly at the turn of the century, like 1901 or 2, you could pay a guy a nickel and he'd take you into the basement of one of the big buildings downtown and open a door, and there was a river, like an underground
I did
river.
not know that.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
For a nickel, he gave you a candle and took you down there, and you could see this underground river. Nobody seems to know exactly where it is now or what building it was. It's weird, but it was a well-known thing. Of course, Birmingham was almost wiped out twice by cholera.
Yeah.
I mean, horribly. I mean, it became a ghost town right at 1900. They were burning tar and smoky tar. They thought if you burnt tar and had this black, thick smoke, it would kill whatever was giving people cholera, which of course was coming from the water they were drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And all the water came from Avondale Park at that time. So anyway, and there's also at Avondale Park, a lot of people don't, there's a big cave there. And in the 20s, there was a zoo at Avondale Park, a full zoo, and they had a big elephant named Miss Fancy. And they've now built this bronze elephant, full size, because Miss Fancy was there for 30 years. My dad rode Miss Fancy. They would put kids up on it and stuff. He was born in 26, and when he was about 32, he rode this Miss Fancy. But they would keep polar bears in the cave.
Oh, cool.
They had a polar bear or two, and they would live in the caves because they didn't know where it went the other way, so they just put a cage in the front of it, and polar bears, they'd come to eat and stuff. The history is Birmingham's bizarre because Birmingham is not old. Birmingham wasn't founded till like 1890 something. It's
used to be called Ellington, right?
It was Ellington Village.
Ellington? Okay, I've never heard anybody pronounce it.
Yeah,
I always said
Ellington
Ellington.
Village. And of course, there's the Ellington building downtown is one of the old buildings that now they've turned into a nice hotel. They redid it, and there's a restaurant on the roof. It's really neat. Yeah.
That's
But it was
pretty
Ellington
cool.
Village. It was what was in existence which was right around Avondale Park when the Civil War was going on. There was no Birmingham. There was just a little village.
Which is pretty amazing to think how quickly that built up.
Yeah.
That's why it was called the Magic City.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what gave it the name. It grew so fast between like 1895 until 1900, they called it the Magic City. And they thought it was going to be much bigger than Chicago by 1925. But it stalled out mainly because of the cholera and the control of TCI, the Tennessee Coal and Iron Company, that wanted to keep it under their control.
Right.
The history of Birmingham is bizarre and kind of riddled with bizarre, bad stuff too,
I don't doubt it.
Politics and stuff.
Some things never change.
Yeah, well, I don't know. There was some pretty rough stuff back then.
Yeah. Gunfight at the whatever corral was called there in,
Yeah.
in
Well,
Ellington.
the Birmingham's unique in the world because it's the only place that all three things to make steel or iron was located together. You need limestone, you need coal, and you need iron ore.
Iron ore.
And all three of them exist within a 20-mile area. It's the only place on Earth that all three in abundance was in one place.
Well, I just always knew growing up that it was gonna surpass Pittsburgh at some point
Right.
as the largest steel.
It was also called the Pittsburgh of the South.
Right, exactly. But it never quite, like I said, something always kind of held it back. It's kind of like that decision bill back in the 30s or the 40s where they decided to decline Delta's offer.
Yeah, we were going to be the big airport.
Build their headquarters here in Birmingham, and something happened, and they went to Atlanta.
They didn't want to move the airport from where it was, and it was limited. It couldn't be expanded. So they went to Atlanta and built Hartsville Airport there. And, if you look on a map, we would have been far better location for that because we are west of Atlanta, south of Nashville.
Yep.
We would have been a great hub. But
Yep.
I don't know if that was a good thing or not. At one point, it would have been a great thing, but look at the problems now
Oh,
with
I know.
big
Atlanta.
hub airports and the congestion and all
That
that.
Hartsfield is just the busiest airport in the world.
I think it is.
Yep. I mean, so more people come in and out of there.
Yeah. I don't know that, some things you got to be careful what you wish for or what you think you've missed.
Might get it. Yeah, exactly.
You said something earlier about, what'd you say about As a Crow Flies?
Yeah.
There's somebody watching from As a Crow Flies hiking.
Excuse me?
There's a person watching. It's called As the Crow Flies Hiking.
See, I don't get
Facebook.
that.
As the crow flies
It just-
Hiking, yeah.
Doesn't
So
come up on
welcome, As
mine.
the Crow Flies. We were talking about that earlier.
The last thing I got is Brian talking about how Catherine,
Wyndham Tucker.
came to his school and spoke when he was in second
Great
grade.
teacher.
Yeah.
I
Great
saw
speaker.
her up at, have you ever been to, I know you have when I say this, I bet you'll know it, Horse Pens 40?
Yeah, right on
Steele.
by Steele, Alabama,
Yeah.
on
Yep.
the mountain up there.
Yeah. Oh man, what a
Is
cool
that
place.
Chandler Mountain? Isn't that Chandler Mountain?
I don't
think?
know. I've heard of Chandler Mountain tomatoes, but
Yeah.
I don't know
I
about
think
where
that's
it
where
is
Steele
actually.
is.
Okay, well that's cool to know. But I just
Horse
remember
Fence
getting to
40.
go there and
Supposedly the Indians used that as a natural horse pens, and then the Confederates.
they
or
did.
Something.
They did use it. In fact, I have been in that pen, if you will,
Right.
and you could see where it would be a natural
Yeah,
pen.
there's rock formations
Just-
and a perfect place. You could easily, with just a couple of timbers, block it off and have a
And
natural
they did
pin.
that, so that the Union basically couldn't get their
Couldn't
horses,
find their horses.
right,
Yeah.
and take their horses, like stealing their cars. I guess today's
Them Yankees.
yeah. Well, I used to think, Bill, I was such a. I'm pure Alabamian. I thought, I'm from Alabama. I'm all for Alabama. Blah 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 blah. And of course, I kind of conveniently forgot my mother was from Ohio.
Oh.
Then we go up there 10 years ago, and I get to go and find out all these fascinating things about my kinfolk up there, if you
That
will.
worked for the Yankees.
Yes, they did.
Fought for the Yankees.
Exactly. And suddenly I'm like, well, maybe I'm just not as Southern as I thought.
Weren't you? You've lived your life here.
Oh yes,
You're Southern.
yes. I know I am. I'm just saying it was a bit
I
of an
wouldn't-
eye opener.
I don't think I would call you a damn Yankee. And you know what a damn Yankee is, don't you?
Oh yeah.
A Yankee is somebody that comes down and visits. Damn Yankee stays.
Comes down here and stays.
Yeah, that's the difference.
I heard that.
If you come down and visit, you're a Yankee, and
That's
we'll
funny.
put up with you a little bit. But if you come down here and you like it and you stay, you're a damn Yankee.
It's like,
Yeah.
go back.
My granddad, I had a grandfather that went to his grave with a Union mini ball lodged in his hip.
my
He survived
gosh.
getting hit by a bullet, and he survived it. Didn't die of infection like most did.
I was just
And,
gonna say that's exactly what killed most of them. Is just
yeah.
Yeah.
get shot in the leg and you think they'll be all right, but then they get
Now,
infected and they're gone.
What is it? They died of shock, and then they died of infection because there's no antibiotics back then. And of course, think of the poor guys that had to be held down by 4 people while a surgeon sawed your arm or legs off
I don't want to think
Oh,
about
my
that.
gosh.
with no end. Just held them down, and just saw. The surgeons of the
Just
Civil
get 'em-
War.
Try to get them drunk before they
Try to get a little drunk, but they didn't always have
alcohol
enough
either.
alcohol. And so these poor guys, these surgeons, were renowned, some of them, for being able to saw off a leg in like 12 seconds. They would get ready, and then they were known for being able to just do it quick, and which is a blessing,
Oh
to
yes,
get it done.
That beats 20 seconds.
Do you know there was a story about this one surgeon? I don't know if he was Southern or Yankee, but he was so fast, he was renowned. But one time he was sawing a guy's leg off, and he actually cut off the fingers of three fingers of a guy that was holding the leg
Oh
down.
my god.
He was that fast, and he just went right through the guy's hand and the leg.
That's
Yikes!
terrible.
You think of the brutality, and of course, during a battle, like you go to Shiloh, the famous bloody pond at Shiloh. There's this pond, and it's not even an acre, and it was all these men that were shot, especially if they were shot in the gut or whatever. Of course, they laid out in the field during the battle. Nobody could touch them, they were fighting, so they just laid there horribly injured. And then at night they would be dying of thirst because they were not only dehydrated from laying out in the sun, they were losing blood. You know?
Yeah.
So they would crawl to this pond, and they were trying to drink water from the pond, and they'd die. And they drowned even, because some of them are so weak they put their faces down and drowned. So more and more men were drawn there. The water got bloodier and bloodier, and more bodies were piling up. And they said by the
So
time the
gross.
people came in after the battle was over, there were thousands of men at the pond, in this bloody pond, just rotting in the sun. The smell must have been unbelievable.
I imagine so.
You have to deal with that. But it's the horror of that war. It was the first modern war. They came up with more ways to kill more people more quickly in that war than had ever existed in the world to that time.
Mm.
Gatling
considered
gun,
the
that was
first-
a big one. That was like
Yeah.
a machine gun.
And rapid repeaters. They never existed. You used to be you had to put the stuff in and tamp it and fire one shot and then put,
More
do
powder.
all this stuff. You couldn't, if you were fast, you could shoot once every 2 minutes.
Something
and then
like
you come
that.
up with 6 shots a second, whatever,
Well,
repeater.
That was the South was fighting with rifles like that, where they was
Right.
one shot and then they have to reload it one shot, and then but the North had that.
Had repeaters and stuff. And the South ended up getting, but they also developed horrible, the cannons. Instead of just shooting one cannonball, they shot flechette, which is just like a big shotgun. It would just mow tons of guys down. And
Oh, yeah.
that was new. Railroads, there'd never been a war with railroads where you could move people quicker, a lot of people fast. Instead of taking a week to get troops 20 miles. You do it in 20 minutes,
Yeah,
that had never
exactly.
happened before.
It was definitely
I
different.
actually told a lady, I was up in Fayetteville, Tennessee, and she was a Yankee who would come down, but she was very nice and she had a great bakery, so I'll accept her because her cheesecake was amazing. She was from Pennsylvania, but she was talking about how she'd become such a war between the states or Civil War fan, and she was big on the railroad. Her family had always been big in railroads, so she loved the history of Southern railroads in the war, and she had never heard of Sherman's bow tie. Have you ever heard of that?
I've not.
Have you ever heard of Sherman's bow tie?
Sherman's March, but that's
Right.
about it.
Well, he created the Sherman bow tie or Sherman tie to make sure that Southerners, when they tore up the railroads and were marching to Atlanta, to the sea, through the South, they wanted to destroy everything. They
Oh,
burned
the
it,
railroads, they tied the.
They
I
take
do
the
remember
railroads,
that now.
they pull up the ties, the long metal ties. They would then put them in a fire and get them really hot in the middle, white hot. Take it and put it around a tree and bend it around the tree and let it cool. You could never use that tie again.
Yeah.
And all over the South from the 1865 until there's still, I think, some
Oh, they're
out in the
still
woods.
out there. They're still out there.
Every now and then you'll come across
Yep.
this metal railroad rail around a tree, and it's
That's
called
crazy.
Sherman's bow tie or Sherman's tie.
Well, hey y'all, it's 7:00. We need to take a first hour break, and hey, we got a guest coming up, don't we, Taylor?
We do. Miss Anna Cartwell with Central Alabama Wellness is going to be joining us at 7:30. So
Stay tuned for that.
stay tuned. It's always a good time with her. We'll be right back after this break. Y'all hang tight.
Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole, plus automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers, so everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts. Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
There's a pride that comes from employing over 6,000 people in America. Welding, fabricating, assembling with local and global parts. Delivering a machine just right for you. Japanese engineering meets American ingenuity that builds on our 50-year legacy of quality, reliability, and durability that makes us the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. These aren't just machines. This is a way of life. And that's why Kubota is investing hundreds of millions right here at home. Because we won't settle on what was good enough yesterday. We're innovating with inspiration from the hard-working men and women that proudly sit on our equipment every day. So you can be sure that every one of us have you in mind when a machine or implement comes down that line. We know how hard you work. We'll do the same. This is Kubota.
(7:04), 4 minutes after 7 o'clock. You're watching or listening to Piper Peach Radio's Morning Mayhem. We're glad to be with you. Thank you so much for watching and listening.
Yes. We were talking about warranties for the break.
Yes.
We have, okay.
I don't know if I
Bailey is warranty king. I cannot tell you how many times that he's gotten something replaced because he has bought the warranty.
I can't.
I would go to the thrift store and buy a couch if I could.
Yeah.
He goes to Rooms to go gets the warranty. We had 3 or 4 couches
Have to be replaced.
that has had to be replaced, but it works out because by the time you get tired of one, it's time to get a new one.
I did not know that they made a leather veneer, but they do.
Oh,
You know,
I
like a
hate
wood
leather.
veneer, you know, it's little strips of wood they put on top of,
Yeah.
like a piece of pine, and they put veneer, you know, oak or whatever on it.
I cannot stand
But they do that with
leather.
leather, and the leather with the ones that we had experience with, it would tear up. And I guess I had no warranty, so I was out of luck. But it's like, man, I'm not gonna pay that much for a couch and not have it last. So I just go pay a little bit more, and 10 years later, it's still good shape.
Yeah. I can't stand sitting on leather. I think that's one of my little...
Oh, I love
Quirks.
leather. I wish I had leather in my truck.
No, I can't. I hate sticking to leather.
Speaking of truck,
Speaking of
still
truck,
ticked off.
Mike has not had a good morning.
Had a
No,
rough
Mike
start.
locked his keys in his truck this morning, so he's still.
Hey, AJ, if you're listening, come on out.
The truck is
But
sitting
don't
out
charge
there,
me
but
extra.
he can't get in it, and he can't run it, and
Poor
he
guy. All
he
of
was
his
mad
stories.
this morning. He was throwing his phone around and cussing. He was mad.
Well, I mean, if you call sassafras, cussing, then I was cussing. But see, I do that. Was it Deputy Dog? I can't remember the character of the cartoon. We're talking cartoon again.
Yeah.
You can tell where my mind is. But there used to be some character that he wouldn't cuss, but he would,
Sassamatcha Rasa.
Yeah, exactly. And then you mentioned the old man.
The old man
of,
in the
the Christmas story.
Another finger.
Everybody out there knows that, and they're all
my
cracking up
gosh.
right now, Bill, thinking about.
I love
That's
a
a great
Christmas
movie.
story.
Or
Another finger.
then he always worked on the. I thought the funniest things was when he was working on the.
The
The
furnace.
The furnace. The
Oh,
lamp.
the furnace. Yeah.
Yeah.
He cussed. And what the little boy said that there was a cloud of
string.
obscenities still floating over Lake Huron or wherever they lived in Cincinnati to this day.
Cleveland. I think they were in
Yeah,
Cleveland.
Cleveland. They sure were.
Oh my
love
gosh.
that.
That
Oh,
is
gosh.
used to when it would only come on Christmas. That's
like-
what played at my house. Mom would put it on. We'd
Just
actually
stay
watch
on.
it one time.
yeah.
And then it
just
would
stayed
stay
on.
on the whole
And
24
then you
hours.
catch it every few minutes. You're like,
Yeah.
this is
You'd
hilarious.
we'd wake up in the middle of the night wondering if Santa came, and it would be like still playing. You'd be like, okay, has it restarted or is
or is
it
it over
just-
again?
Yeah.
And I love that movie. I can
Me
watch
too.
it. I watch it in the summer sometimes. I'll just pull it out and watch it.
I love the part where, he does the narration. That the narrator is probably the funniest thing the whole thing. But he says somebody's mother says, my mother had never had a hot meal in 10 years.
Right, 'cause
Every time she started to eat, Mom, could I have some more milk? Or Mom, I need some more, mashed potatoes.
cabbage.
Yeah, exactly, or whatever. And then she was like, well, okay. And she'd get up and it reminded me of my grandmother. Bless her heart, she was so caring and giving. She would
Never
never
ate
ate
a
with
hot
us.
meal.
Never ate with us. Always after. And so, you had to sit there. I mean, not that I didn't want to. I wanted to. In fact, I was one of the few ones that would sit at the table while she ate. The
After
other kids
everybody else had
everybody else would be
finished.
partying, running around partying, doing something. And I'd be like, what can I get you? And she, of course,
I've
said
got one
nothing.
of those lamps, by the way.
I had
Really?
one.
I bought the one that's sold by the movie people. It's the identical one. It's called the knobby knee lamp because it's got that knobby knee on it.
Neon
And
sex,
it's
isn't that what he
huge.
called
It
it?
cost me like $300, $400. And it actually came, it was delivered to the house in a big wooden crate
And a
that said
fragile.
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 Fragile crane.
I think it's Italian, he
Must be
said.
Italian. That could be what could be in there? It could be a bowling alley.
Yeah. He said,
And I love it when he breaks, she breaks the lamp and he tries to glue it back together and they get so mad at each other and he says, you used up all the glue on purpose.
on purpose. Oh, God.
I love that so
And
much.
when it breaks, she laughs and has to hide that.
And his
And
bowling,
then he goes out and plays taps when he buries it.
his bowling ball gift.
The bowling ball.
He says,
Swede.
says thanks.
Yep.
Oh,
Anyway,
my
it's a great
goodness.
movie.
Oh, but we have Zena Cartwell coming on here in a few minutes. Or Cantwell?
Oh, yeah. What's that
Cantwell,
got to do
Cartwell.
with Christmas
Cartwell.
Story?
Cartwell, okay. I'm unsure.
What's that got to do with
I'm not
Christmas
sure.
Story?
With
How did
his,
you segue to that from
Well, I just
from bowling ball?
I thought we
what do you
might.
think she's a
I'm
bowling
trying to
ball?
go a different direction,
Yeah, that was not subtle.
like a bowling ball.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. You got the reference.
Well,
did.
Speaking of bowling balls, I've got
Uh-oh.
a story. Do you roll or fold your clothes when you pack?
There's no doubt folding is the way to go.
I think so too, but
I'm a roller. I've been rolling for years. It's I found out years ago. I wear a lot of polo shirts, so they're hard to fold and they don't really wrinkle.
yeah.
So you can fold them and they're kind of poofy and square, but you can roll them up and you can put 4 polo shirts in the same space you could one folded.
I think I'm rolling them wrong.
There's a way to roll, and like pants roll completely different than shirts.
Yeah.
You roll.
Baden said he rolls whole outfits
I
together.
roll a lot of my stuff. Now, the problem is I'm
guy's
very
matching.
careful when I'm packing to go out of town, and I roll everything really nice so they'll be nice when I get there.
Are they wrinkled?
Not too bad when I get there, but then I have a different technique coming home. It's called wadding.
Oh yeah.
And you just wad everything back in your thing and just to get home.
Yeah.
And you don't care if they're wrinkled, if they were dirty or clean, they just all get wadded back in. And you get your wife to sit on the sofa, on the suitcase so you can.
That is what I was just gonna say. Once you get we'll take a garbage bag with us and put our dirty clothes in it, and then jam them in the
Right. And it's always
suitcase.
way too fat.
Oh, yeah,
coming
that's what I
back.
said. Then she has to
It's funny,
sit on
I can
it.
go with a neat little suitcase wherever I'm going, and then this bloated, dead object, it looks like a bloated whale I'm bringing back. And it was the same stuff that went up. I don't.
What about you, Taylor? What do you said you thought you were doing it
Yeah,
wrong?
now you
Well-
went to. How long were you gone for your?
We were gone for 8 days.
That's a lot of packing.
A lot of packing. And I didn't pack. We left on Saturday at 3. I didn't pack until probably Saturday at 1.
Why?
I don't know. I'm a procrastinator.
Oh wow.
You like to think about
So
things.
I had an idea of what I
There
was
you
going to
go.
carry, but I didn't have anything packed until after 1 o'clock. Wow. I know. It was ridiculous.
That's scary.
But on the way there, I folded
Now,
everything.
did you have to pack everything?
Oh, yeah.
Like everybody's.
Your husband doesn't pack. I know your son's too young to pack.
If Bailey packed, he would end up with all underwear and socks and no clothes.
I'm kind of that.
Well,
way,
it's
too.
important that you have those things, though.
Yeah, but
But you know,
no
you look
clothes
funny
on.
walking around in a pair of socks and underpants
know.
at Disney World.
I would think
But-
so too.
It depends on the underwear, you know. You have some colorful stuff, it might not be so bad.
I don't know. Underwear is underwear.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to
I have
help
very
baby out.
colorful
No,
underwear.
you can't help them out.
I wear very colorful underwear.
Really? That's good to know.
My wife thinks it's weird that I'm so weird about that, but I order underwear online because it is flamboyant. And today I'm wearing red, white, and blue. I look like I'm wearing a flag.
Hey, they
in my
match your
underwear.
shirt.
I actually think about that stuff. It's weird. Mary says, "You're weird." And I go, "Yeah."
Yeah, can't deny
About
that.
underwear. Yeah, I am. I'm persnickety about my underwear. I don't know
Well,
why. I'm an old
Bailey-
man. I shouldn't even worry about it. I tell her though, at least I'm wearing underwear.
That is right. At
We,
least we're in
uh,
Not going commando.
We like to give our son some sort of gag gift underwear every Christmas.
Do you? That's funny.
Like Superman or Batman
Yeah.
or, you know, something. And I don't know if he even still has them or not, but we would always give them to him. And
That's
have
funny.
a little fun with it, you know. Batman.
Well, I don't know. I folded my clothes. I folded all our clothes in one suitcase. On the way back, I was going to try and roll them. I got half of them rolled. The other half, y'all are going to love this.
Or
okay?
wadded.
I put my clothes in the washer because I wanted to bring back all clean clothes. Put the clothes in the washer at 10, and we had to be out by 11.
So they're wet.
They're not wet. They did get dry. I
Wow.
washed and dried them in an hour.
Okay, they did get dry.
But I just threw the laundry basket in there.
Oh, yeah,
the
there you
laundry
go.
basket. So I resorted to wadding too.
Even after they were clean.
Yeah.
So they have to be re-washed when you get home.
I don't know. Everything was clean.
They're just
They
to
seem
be
to be
just
tossed in
kinda
the dryer
wrinkled.
unwrinkled.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
You guys ever...
I've been known to throw a wrinkled clothes into the dryer with a wet. What's that sheet you put in there? Bounce or something?
Oh, yeah, dryer
I'll wet
sheet.
that in the sink and throw it in there, or
Very
or get
smart.
It'll help,
what
won't
do you
it?
call it? A wash rag. I'll wet it
Yeah.
and throw it in there because it's got to be damp enough to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But that's my ironing. And you know what's weird is this. I hate to even tell this about myself. I love ironing.
Really?
Love to iron,
I like to steam.
You like to pick
but I
up a
don't
few
like
extra dollars,
ironing.
Bill?
sir.
Would you like to pick up a few extra bucks?
Yeah, I'll come iron. And I iron good too. I can iron
Oh.
real starchy. It's what started at Marion Institute when we had to iron all
Oh,
our
yeah.
shirts and
Oh,
our
yeah.
we
Yeah,
had to
spray
have
starch.
military.
Did you have a spray
use spray
starch?
starch, military creases, 3 on the back, 1 across the top, 2 on the front, and you had to really do it well. And I liked it. It was like Zen. It was like going to a, like meditating.
Like therapy.
And yeah, it was. And I even, my wife, when I married Mary, she, of course, like most people, not just women, but people, hate ironing. I literally was thrilled because a friend of mine knew how I loved to iron and bought me a nice, expensive Rowenta iron. I'd always wanted a
goodness.
Rowenta. I usually bought Sunbeam and whatever the cheap ones were.
Yeah.
They brought me a Rowenta. Have you ever heard of those?
I've never
That's
heard of
the
that.
Cadillac of steam irons. Rowenta. Rowenta. Oh my God, I still have it. That's 30 years ago, and it's still a phenomenal steam iron. And it's like my Porsche or my Mercedes. I love my Rowenta. And I still the thing is, I don't wear dress shirts anymore.
Yeah.
And I still will iron jeans and put a crease into jeans and that kind of stuff. But I don't wear jeans much. I'm an old man.
I used to, when I worked in the office, I always took my clothes to the cleaners. But
I
now that I'm
do a
not
lot.
in the office, they just get washed.
Right.
Yeah.
And I used to take my little dry cleaning or laundry bill was expensive. Mary too, because Mary worked in a bank, so all of her fancy, everyday dress was business
Dress
suits, women's
suits.
dress
Yep,
suits.
yep, exactly.
So she took them to the dry cleaners.
Right.
We used to spend hundreds of dollars a week at the dry cleaners.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Hey,
But we had to. It was part of the. I had to dress up every day pretty nice. She had to dress up every day very nice. So
It's a
that's just
necessity.
part of the deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is 7:17. We're gonna go to break real quick. You get your wellness from ironing. apparently.
I do like
Zen,
my
he said,
ironing.
yeah. I've heard of
Zen.
that.
But we're going to bring on Zena
You
and
know
let her
that-
talk about Central Alabama Wellness when we come back.
That smell of steam coming out of a shirt or a pair of pants with that smell of the spray starch in it.
Oh, yeah.
Brings back good memories, huh, Bill?
I'm going to have to go home and iron today when I leave.
All right. Well, y'all go fix you a cup of coffee, go turn your iron on if you have one, or start the dryer to get your clothes unwrinkled. We'll be back in just a moment after this break. You're tuning in to Morning Mayhem.
Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole, plus automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers, so everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts. Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
There's a pride that comes from employing over 6,000 people in America. Welding, fabricating, assembling, with local and global parts. Delivering a machine just right for you. Japanese engineering meets American ingenuity that builds on our 50-year legacy of quality, reliability, and durability that makes us the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. These aren't just machines. This is a way of life. And that's why Kubota is investing hundreds of millions right here at home. Because we won't settle on what was good enough yesterday. We're innovating with inspiration from the hard-working men and women that proudly sit on our equipment every day. So you can be sure that every one of us have you in mind when a machine or implement comes down that line. We know how hard you work. We'll do the same. This is Kubota.
Good morning. It is 7:22 right now in the morning. We're glad you're with us on this Monday. Got a chance of thunder showers and the heat and the humidity. Our standard July forecast in the state of Alabama.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Rinse, repeat.
Rinse and repeat. Wash, rinse, and repeat.
That's it.
It
That's
rained
what I was
just
trying to
about
think.
every day at Disney, but it was so nice because if people would leave the park and it would cool down. Oh, so nice.
I like it when people leave the park.
I know, me too.
There's just too many people in those lines and waiting.
There are. I almost got in 2 fights, but what can you do?
I always said what they ought
I
to
want
do
to hear about that.
to enhance the
Cat
joy of a
fight.
place like that. You should limit the numbers of people in a park, because I think I'd be willing to pay more if it guaranteed less people in the park.
Yeah. I would too. We went during COVID, right when they opened up, and they had the limit set on how many people could go. And I thought that it would change, like, our experience. Well, no, but when we went back after COVID and they had upped the limit again, I told Bailey, I was like, it's not going to be worth going. But it was, because we had Decent. So, but this past time, there were so many people in the main street and in front of the castle area that, for the fireworks, that they went over intercom and said that they were not allowing any other people because they were at capacity. And I had never heard them
like
say that before.
20,000, doesn't it?
I
Something
don't
like
They
that.
know.
considered a capacity.
I don't know, but that was the first time we ever heard them say that, and we were shocked. Thankfully, though, we had a table. We found a table empty and sat there for the
Good for
fireworks.
you. That was
yeah,
luck.
it was very much luck.
We stood, the last time we went, which was 2 summers ago, we stood right in front of the castle. We got there like an hour before the fireworks
Yeah.
started, and we were just right there, perfect spot for our granddaughter. Well, for all of us, for our granddaughter especially. That was a great time.
Yeah.
We and one of the things we had the advantage of, there's a friend of ours, 2 friends of ours that work down there.
Oh.
Young people work down there, so they helped us.
Ah,
You know,
that's
they
nice.
would call their friend and say, "Hey, I got so and
that
so
is
coming."
very
They
nice.
let us go. We went missed the line on a couple of things.
Yeah.
That's
Of
great.
course, I'm probably getting them fired right now. If any
I think
Disney
that's one of
executives
the-
are
I
watching,
think that's one of the perks of working there.
working there, you
can-
can kind of help some
help
people
people
out.
out,
I mean, you
yeah.
got 20,000 people and you help 5 people. I mean,
Oh,
come
yeah.
on.
It's called
Come
pixie
on.
dusting.
Come on.
It happens.
I like that, pixie
Yeah.
dusting. You remember the pixie dust with candy with the little long
Oh, yeah,
Pixie
pixie
sticks.
sticks.
pixie sticks? Thank you. I forgot. I
Yeah.
thought it was
You know
called
what
pixie
else
dust.
I remember that I know you don't remember? You might. Do you remember Fizzies?
Oh, yeah.
The little tablets you put in regular water and it gave you a carbonated beverage?
Yep.
It was called Fizzies. They came in like 12 different flavors and they were wonderful because you could take a glass of water, you put look like a Alka-Seltzer.
I was just
in
going
it,
to say Alka-Seltzer.
and it would sit
Weird.
and fizz
Blop,
and
blop.
turn the color.
Fizz, fizz.
You had an actual carbonated beverage.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I can't think of what they're called, but I like the little candies. They're hard candies, and they have fizz in the middle of them.
Pop
Pop
rocks.
Rocks.
No, these are.
Well, that's what I was thinking was pop rocks.
Yeah,
They
no.
would pop in your
These
mouth.
are like hard candies, and they have a powder in the middle.
Oh, so when you get down the middle,
So
instead
when-
of getting a Tootsie Roll, you get Fizzy.
Yeah, they're so good. I love those.
I don't remember
I
that.
can't
think
think
I've
of
had
what they're
those.
called. They sell them at Five Below now, though.
I don't know those.
I love the old nostalgia candy. I'm a big nostalgic candy person.
Yeah.
I love the.
What do you think of as nostalgic candy? 'Cause
How about
see if
Chica
you think of
Stick?
the same ones I do.
Chica stick.
Chica Stick,
Those are really good.
which I've never
Coconut.
understood because it has nothing to do with chicken.
That has nothing. It's just
Nothing.
chick, you know.
Doesn't
Chica
even look
stick.
like chicken.
Nope.
It's just a Chica Stick.
Yeah,
but
Chica
it's
Stick.
what, coconut and
I had what was it? Cowtails,
my wife, that's her favorite candy is Cowtails.
which is like
They still make them though, and now they make them in flavors. One that
Oh, I
tastes like
didn't know
a
that.
brownie, one that's strawberry, one that's the original caramel.
I'll stick
and
with the caramel.
cream.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
stick with
They
that.
make about
I didn't know
and
that.
You know where I buy them? I see them at all the time. They sometimes have them in Dollar General,
Mm-hmm.
and then they believe it or not, I find them a lot of times in Tractor and Supply.
Oh,
Really?
yeah, they do have a lot of those.
The older candy,
candies.
and I think they might have them, I'm sure, in a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Well, Cracker Barrel is. Oh, I was noticing. I mean, I go to the Pig to get my fix because they have all these old.
Yeah,
it's
they
a company
do.
called Atkinson out of Lufkin, Texas, that makes all these things
Really?
that I see, and they make one called the peanut butter brunch or something. You know, you remember the wrapper looked like it had stripes on it. You remember it was peanut butter, but it's not. There's no stripes on it. It's just the wrapper was striped.
Mm-hmm.
Now they've renamed it from peanut butter whatever to a zebra.
Is that where they were a little
Yeah.
flat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Delicious.
They were wonderful.
Delicious, and then
They were like little miniature Butterfingers without the chocolate.
that's it. That's exactly
It
right.
was just the peanut butter nougat, and some of it was crunchy and shiny, and some of it was
Really
softer.
good,
Yeah.
really good stuff. I'm trying to think. Seems like there's one other one that I like to get. Of course, I'm a Starlight Mint person. Love those.
Oh, I don't.
But
Are those the soft ones?
no,
Starlight's
God,
the
that's
cheap little round mints that people
That's
throw
right.
in parades all the time.
Ah.
What about the Zagnut? You remember?
I do remember Zagnut.
Zagnut. There's also, I think a lot of people don't.
What was that white?
That's what I was
That white
Zero.
Zero bar. That's
Zero
right.
candy
A
bar.
white.
There was also Clark bars.
And all
Fifth
these,
Avenue.
all these things are making them, you know. And I see Brian has mentioned candied cigarettes. I bought some candy cigarettes the other day. Does not say the word cigarette on them at all.
They don't.
No, they're, you know.
They're being politically
And they
correct.
they look unlike cigarettes. Maybe they look like some other type of thing that you might roll. I
They
forget.
look like joints.
I forget. I don't even know, Bill. Is that the term? Taylor, is that the term?
Joint.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, a joint is a marijuana
Yes,
cigarette.
that is exactly what it looks like.
That's bizarre.
And I
But
thought about it. I'm riding down the road with a candy cigarette in my mouth. I said, you know, I just need to put this whole thing in my mouth.
They don't taste as good as they used to.
You know, they used to. You had a filter. It was,
And a
colored
red- and
the
a red
tip.
dyed tip for the
because
burning
That's
part.
right, exactly. But now it's just a white stick. That's why I said it
Yeah.
looks like that thing you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're
Like
not
a
as good
joint.
as they used to
Yeah.
be when you were little.
So now instead of holding it like this and talking like you're a gangster
Yeah.
with a candy cigarette, you got to hold it like this and go, "Oh wow, man! Oh wow,
then you
man!"
have
Yeah,
to
Mike
say-
just was talking and it flopping in his mouth like
And you
typical
have
redneck.
And you have to
know?
go. You have to say far out a lot.
Far out,
yeah, far
man.
out, man.
Yeah, far
Yeah,
out.
Oh
man.
my goodness.
You know what? It's funny because you look back. When I was a kid, there was different brands of candy cigarettes. They had candy cigarettes that were actually, they looked just like a cigarette, and they had powder in them. So if you blew through the filter in, smoke would, it was
Oh,
powder.
yes.
Oh, my
But
goodness.
looked
It
was
like
quite-
smoke.
quite an
Nobody thought it
industry.
was bad. I mean, my mother smoked all through pregnancy with all of us, which may explain something.
Yeah,
But,
mine too.
They thought her doctor actually told her smoking would help her would help her digest better. He suggested she smoke after every meal.
With her morning
gosh.
sickness or anything like that when she was pregnant.
Smoke a cigarette.
How about
Man,
that?
I was so sick with decent. I would have tried smoking if they told me it would help.
Did you have a lot of?
So sick. I lost like 60 pounds when I was
Oh
pregnant.
my gosh.
Yeah, it was bad.
I'm glad women have babies. I don't think I could do it.
What about bubble gum cigars?
What's that?
Bubble gum
Oh
cigars.
yeah, I love
remember.
bubblegum cigars.
I remember I had a grape flavor that I really liked for
Yeah.
some reason.
Bubblegum cigars. I forgot about
Yeah.
those. Those are great. 'Cause
Yeah, they can't
it was
do
a
that
good,
now,
It was a
Bill, you
pretty
know.
good bit of bubble gum.
Oh, yeah.
Can't do
Instead
that
of just
now.
being a little piece of bubble gum, it was a cigar.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. It was,
Yeah.
it was a nice one too.
Well, we're going to go to break. We have Zena here. So it's 7:30. We're going to go break. Y'all go grab another cup of coffee or another Monster, another Coke, whatever you may be drinking this morning. And we'll be right back.
Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole, plus automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers, so everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts. Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you. Whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss, Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
There's a pride that comes from employing over 6,000 people in America. Welding, fabricating, assembling with local and global parts. Delivering a machine just right for you. Japanese engineering meets American ingenuity that builds on our 50-year legacy of quality, reliability, and durability that makes us the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. These aren't just machines. This is a way of life. And that's why Kubota is investing hundreds of millions right here at home. Because we won't settle on what was good enough yesterday. We're innovating with inspiration from the hard-working men and women that proudly sit on our equipment every day. So you can be sure that every one of us have you in mind when a machine or implement comes down that line. We know how hard you work. We'll do the same. This is Kubota.
We are back on this Monday morning. It's 7:36, 24 away from 8 o'clock. We're glad you're with us. Hope you're having a good start to the week and are going to have a nice week as we end out the month of July, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it's
I
already
can't believe
flown
it's
by.
already here.
Yes, it's crazy.
It's going so fast.
I know the kids are like, the summer is over with already.
Well, you know, when we were talking about this last week, when I was a kid, you got out of school usually like the May 21st.
Yeah.
Into May, even before May was over. And then you went back on Labor Day.
Yeah.
Now they stay in school until closer to June 1st, and they go back like August 5th.
Yeah.
I don't know what the story is
They're
with
going back
that.
a little later this year. It's
Yeah.
going to be like the second week of August.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going back a little later this year.
Yeah, but that's still 2.5 weeks before we used to go back, almost 3 weeks.
Man.
Because I remember you went to school the Friday before Labor Day just to see where your classrooms were, whatever. Just go in for like 30 minutes and you saw then you went home.
Yeah.
You had all of Labor Day weekend, and your first day of school was the Tuesday after Labor Day.
Yeah. I wish it was still that way. It would make more sense than going back to school and then having that break.
Well, for me-
immediate.
No, y'all wish that, but the parents like, go back to school.
Oh yeah, my parents.
We're out of food. There's nothing else we can do to go to the beach. We done all of it.
My parents.
Go back to school.
My parents encouraged us kids to fail something so we'd have to go to summer school.
That's something to talk
You know,
about.
you need to learn about failure. You know, you can't always get what you want. You got to learn how to take a loss. So fail something. So you got to go this summer.
At one point, they was talking about doing year-round school.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
they do that. Don't they do that in Europe and a lot of places? They just go all the time.
I don't know. I think we'll lose our mind.
I think
Yeah.
so.
I think so,
we
too.
just don't. We're bad with change. We're like, nope, don't change it up. It's been working all this time. Just leave it alone.
I'll just keep complaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, you learn how to deal with it, you know, so it's our habit now.
Yeah,
We know
yeah.
that summer is a chunk of time the kids aren't in school. Teachers love it, a lot of them, because they get off for a couple of months,
Yeah.
you know. So
I think that's why people go into education.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
gonna have
so
the
too.
summers off. I'm gonna have spring break off. We're gonna be good.
Yeah.
And
Christmas, don't have to work Christmas.
yes. So I used to work for the day program, and we used to have like a spring break and a fall break. I mean,
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, I missed that, but but we're good. We're good. I'm good now. But I'm just saying it was really nice to be on that schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! But by the time the day program is a nonprofit organization in Shelby County that works with kids to get back to their regular grades. So they're like a year or 2 years behind. But we all know with if you're a year or 2 year behind, you got other risk factors that are connected to them. So being one of the counselors there, I mean, these kids, I think they were the picture of resiliency, because the things that they was exposed to, the things that they was still encouraged to go to school and wanting to go to school, but they had so many
Obstacles
issues.
and
Oh my
issues.
goodness! Yeah,
And they overcome them and still try to go along with life.
Yeah,
Pretty
so,
inspiring.
Yeah, but you know, by the time the spring break came or fall break, we was like, let's go.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because everybody, at any given time, something could pop off.
Of course,
but
yeah.
it was a blessing, because it was crazy, because in that, while I was working there, I wrote a book called Why Am I So? And it's based
You wrote
on,
this?
Yeah, I've written 3 books.
I didn't know.
Yes. I'm gonna have to do a book signing again.
Yeah.
But while I was there, I wrote a book called Why Am I So? And it's a shameless plug. It's on Amazon. But
Good. No, we need to know that. I'd like to.
type my name in, Zena Cartwell.
Why
But-
am I so?
Yes.
Zena, Z-I-N-A Cartwell.
There you go.
Because we didn't introduce you, by the way. We just
Oh,
started.
I know
We
it.
just started talking.
We
But
just-
it's so
we
casual.
got to
Y'all are
talk.
family. That's just how we
I was
work.
too busy defending
Oh my goodness.
She can't.
Let's
She
not-
saw me drinking this monster
Please
drink.
let's not get into this monster drink.
She did not want me
I went
drinking.
straight into baby said you went straight into therapy mode. I was like, stop, put that down, prevention.
When we came back on, I had my head hung low. I was sobbing a little
But he's
bit.
not gonna change anything. But he did admit that he was addicted to it.
I am.
Yeah,
And
you
I-
said that was the first step.
That's
so
the
we're getting
first
That's
step.
the
somewhere.
first step. I don't know if it's the first step to change, but it's gonna be the first step.
So Zena, you wrote this book, Why Am I So? And what's it about?
It is the story of the young people that I was coming in contact with. It's all fictional, but I just
Based on real life experiences.
Yeah, because they didn't understand the things that they were experiencing was based on the stuff that they had already experienced.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
they didn't understand how stuff going on at home was affecting the things that were going on at school. So they was just questioning why, they'll put a label to I'm lazy but you didn't have a support system. You had all this stuff that was going on in your life.
Yeah.
And that's why I said they are so resilient. They were so resilient to me. And I wanted to give them a story. I wanted to, not necessarily come up with the remedy of the situation, because everybody is different. But I wanted someone, and it's written in a way that they're telling the story. Like, these are the things that I experienced.
Oh yeah, their first person account of their life experience.
Yeah, and they put it in and at the end it was like, why am I so sad? Why am I so angry? Why
Angry, frustrated.
just stories and just how people who are dealing with a lot of risk factors, how that affects them in their day-to-day life. And then later on, I was working at Alabama Therapeutic as a facility in Columbiana, and I asked the men that I was working with, I said, what is it that you can tell your 11 and 12-year-old self if you can go back? They was like, stay in school, don't hang around with a certain crowd, and don't do drugs. And I was like, wow. So everywhere I go, I find stories that I can relate it to other people and tell young people, hey, this is the end result. And if we don't work through the issues or we don't conquer the issues, we're going to have a hard time. And then you're going to deal with a lot of things such as going to jail, substance use, death, hurting yourself. It's so much. We don't just wake up one morning and be like, oh, I'm going to do this. No, it's so many factors. We can handle one thing. It's the multiple things that we go through.
Just to keep hammering you. Zena, let me ask you this. When I was 12, 13, 14, and you start getting that, you're coming out of being a child and you're trying to become an adult. I would hear my parents and grandparents and any adult tell me this, that, this, and that, and I would, in essence, refuse to buy it because it was them talking and they don't. How do you get around that? If you're an adult and you see a child that's coming off the tracks or is dealing with some real issues in their life, as a therapist, as an adult, how do you break through that barrier where you're like, they'll believe you or they'll buy what you're telling them rather than thinking they're just an old fogey telling me something I don't need to know or I don't believe?
Oh, well, first of all, you got to talk with them and not speak at them.
Not at them.
Because we have to understand that it doesn't make a difference what age you are. You're still a human being. Yeah. And just because we know more and experience more doesn't mean that they're not going through their own set of stress, doesn't mean that they're not going through their own issues and own problems. And so when you engage them in conversation, one, make them feel comfortable, build a rapport with them, and not go into as you doing this and you doing this wrong, blah, blah, blah. Because the reality is whenever somebody is doing something wrong, they know it.
Sure.
So they don't need you to keep on hammering them and saying you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong.
And Zena, if someone comes at you aggressively, don't you automatically build a wall to protect yourself so you shut it out or you become defensive rather than accepting?
Now I got to defend myself. Now I got to defend what I got going on because the way you're coming at me. And then also if a young person come to you and say, this is how I'm feeling, watch your reaction. Because if that's the first time they're coming to you about the situation, then if you react the wrong way, they will never come back to you.
Right.
It's the same
They'll
thing.
never go back to anybody.
It's the same thing with men too. When I'm serious, when men come to you and they're vulnerable and you don't allow them to be vulnerable in that moment, they'll shut down. They'll never talk to you about it again.
Yeah.
You're right.
About the mustard drink. I'm telling you,
it's the truth. Though.
I know. I love counseling, man.
It really is the truth.
Yeah.
And I think that's why guys, guys talking to guys, my best friend, I'll pick up the phone, he'll go, hello, I'll go, you suck, it's like, and he goes, how do you do, we just, there's no, it's, and we love that.
Yeah.
But if you are vulnerable, you want to hide it, men. So if you ever are at a point when you can't control, you want to show it, or you're at a point where you need some connection.
Yeah, and you don't.
You're right. If you're not,
you don't have a
if
safe
it's
place,
blown away, oh my God,
it
makes you feel horrible as a man.
Yes.
I feel like a failure then because I shouldn't have been vulnerable. I did, and then I was shut out.
So it's the same thing about
with children, with kids, young adults.
And that's I'm here to promote our Blooming Benefits Back to School Bash.
Yeah, now tell us about this.
And the reason I'm here to promote that, and because it's going to tie into what we're talking about, is because we're going to have over 30 resources there.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So that is and Central Alabama Wellness and M4A has partnered together. Shout out to Shemaya Smitherman. That's my co-partner in
I
this
got you.
of getting it all together.
What's her name?
Shemaya Smitherman.
Shemaya Smitherman. And she works with
She
who?
works for M4A.
M4A. Good for her. Well, thank you, Shemaya.
And she's so awesome because it was so wild. It was a God thing how we even got together and created the Back to School Expo. And she called me and she was like, hey, we want to do something in Chilton County. I was like, well, I do something in Chilton County every year for Back to School Bash. And it was kind of, the scheduling was kind of going crazy. Mm-hmm. And when we came together, I mean, we've been planning this for like 2 or 3 months. Normally when we do something that lasts 3 hours, we plan it for a whole half a year.
Yeah.
So you really had to get on this.
Yeah, so we got on it, and to have over 30 vendors, community partners that's coming in. We're going to have something for everybody.
Now, what's it called again?
It's called the Blooming Benefits Back to School
Now,
Expo.
What does that mean, blooming benefit?
Well, the fact that we are partnering with M4A, they're going to have people there that you can sign up for benefits while you're there.
Oh.
And with us as Central Alabama Wellness, we don't do intake right then. You can call our number
and you'll refer and all that, right?
But we will have all kind of resources that are there for
do it
everybody.
right then.
Yes. And it's gonna be a great event. We're gonna have a DJ. We're gonna have Kona Ice is going to be there. No, Kona Ice will show up for you. I promise you.
They
Kona
are
Ice
wonderful.
Kona Ice is my place. So it's my
some
partner.
good stuff too.
Yes. Not a monster drink, but it's okay.
There you go.
And
It's only a treat once in a while.
We'll have inflatables. We'll have games. It's going to be an event for the entire family. It doesn't make a difference how young, how old. And one of the reasons why we partner with M4A, we have a huge number of seniors that are raising their grandkids, and they have resources for that. When somebody will talk about, oh, we got a program for that. We got a program for that. I was like, wow. And so we want to make sure that the resources are out there in our community to let people know that if you need anything, regardless of what it is, if you need anything, contact these people, get that information, but we're going to have fun doing it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm so excited about it. It's going to be July 30th. It's going to be at Jeff State. And I was just amazed at Jeff State because when I walked in and this huge room that they have, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be here all the time. I got all kinds of events. And so it's going to be at Jeff State. It's going to be from 10 to 1. On July 30th, which is a Thursday.
Good.
So people are still out of school. I know those kids. If you got your kids at home and somebody watching them, bring them to the great event that we're going to have.
It's going to be in the air conditioner.
Yes.
You
So
can't
beat
that.
It's all inside?
Yes.
So rain or shine, hot or cold,
It
whatever.
does not matter. It's going down.
And Jeff State, they got all that parking out there, so it's not a problem at all.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
July 30th, a Thursday.
Yeah.
10 to 1?
10 to 1.
10 to 1. Mm-hmm. Man, that's going to be great.
It is, and we, like I said,
I
we
think
put in the work for it.
a lot of the problem, I think, is you pointed out, there's many things out there for people, resources for people that they might need. They don't know it's there, and they don't know how to access it.
And
this
that
is beautiful.
And that is true because we don't seek out services unless we got something going on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to be preventive. We're trying to be proactive in how we do things, because if I have this information and something happens to my niece or my nephew, I got those resources at my hand.
Yeah.
And so we don't have to scramble around to try to find somebody to help us in our time of need. We just want to be proactive in doing that. And again, we're a mental health center. If you haven't had a client or you don't have a family member or even yourself, if you don't come to our mental health center, you won't know that we're there, and you won't know our services, because our services reaches from youth all the way to older adults. And so
Cradle to grave.
yes, and mental wellness is so important.
Yeah.
If you're not in place mentally, everything around you is going to be chaotic. You're not going to be able, and so many times people think of mental health as in diagnosis, but when we talk about mental wellness, this is something every single day that we need to do.
Yeah.
To make sure we're good, our life is balanced, we are treating ourselves well, making sure that we take those moments where we are assessing our situations. Okay, is it a time that I need to take a mental health day, or do I need to just get myself together? What is going on in my life? Because there are certain things that we cannot get rid of. We're always going to have stress, but how you deal with it is important.
Do you think, Zena, when I was growing up, anything to do with mental health was taboo in a sense?
Yeah.
People shunned the thought of it. Nobody would admit that anyone had a mental health problem. Now, mental health can be everything from frustration and
Yes.
slight depression to horrible problems,
Yeah,
right?
yes, to
I mean, the
diagnosis, yes.
spectrum is amazing.
Yes.
But even the lighter stuff, people would shun they wouldn't even want to think about that I have a mental health issue. We always call it mental illness, which is not, that's a negative term, right?
Yes, and
so are things changing now? I've noticed in the last 10 years or so, there seems to be far more acceptance of the fact that we all have ups and downs. We all have our own problems. PTSD isn't just for soldiers.
No.
And that there's mental health issues now seem more acceptable. Are they, or is that still a big barrier for you?
I think we're talking a lot about it. When you talk about the stigma, we used to be called Chilton Shelby Mental Health Center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we were that for years, over 40 years. And then we came in and they changed it to Central Alabama Wellness. And I think that was a huge...
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, I think that was
positive.
huge because
Yeah.
it doesn't make you feel like I got to go get services because something is wrong with me.
Yeah.
And I hear that all the time, something wrong with me, something wrong. I was like, whoa. First of all, let's talk about... And that's something to know, because if you know that something is going on, that's an indication.
Yeah.
But putting that stigma on you and self-diagnosing yourself is the worst thing that you could possibly do, because the wonderful world of the internet and the wonderful world of the social media
Oh my God, I was going to ask you about Dr. Google.
Yes, because when that happens, we look at other symptoms and people are having conversations about it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're getting the steps and the tools that they need to change it. So
Yeah.
just having a conversation about something, it doesn't mean that you are working in those steps to do it.
Right.
And I see it all the time. I love the fact that people are talking about mental wellness and relationships, and I
depression,
love podcasts,
yeah.
and but we got to take it to another step in getting the help that you need,
Right.
getting the tools that you need for change, getting getting clarity for what you need to be better, and where does that start? Everybody can say you need to change, get off those monsters.
Right.
You need to change, but am I giving you alternatives? And that's what I was
Right.
telling you
That's
earlier.
it, yeah.
I'm like, there's natural things that we
Right.
can do.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
So I can give up my monster and go go to heroin.
Oh
no,
my gosh.
no.
That's the wrong choice,
That's
right?
the wrong choice.
No,
I said
and
those
you know,
are
that's-
natural thing. I ain't saying drugs.
Well, heroin's pretty opium's
No,
natural.
but it's not. But it's a drug.
We joke about this, but
It's drug prevention.
you were right. Awareness is the first step.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's what you do at that point
Yes.
on. And going to Dr. Google can maybe give you a little insight, but don't, that's not the way to go. You need to seek professional help, I would
Yes,
think,
that's
from
right.
that point on, right?
Yes, and it's like with any sickness. You can look up something and it's like, oh, I'm having headaches, I'm doing this, blah blah blah. But understanding what you need to do, you need to go to the doctor to make sure that it's not anything bigger than what you think it is.
Yeah.
Dr. Google told me I had dengue fever from Africa, and it was a mosquito bit me.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just a little bite. And I went to
you go to
Google.
Africa?
I've got no. I know, that's what I'm saying. I got a mosquito
You don't
bite
believe
in
it.
Alabama, and I Googled. I got a little bump that itches, and I found out I had dengue fever and was going to live another hour. It was not good. It's when you start going to Dr. Google, you're going to get everything known to man
Yeah.
wrong
And go
because
to
you're
the
not
people
a
that are-
professional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can put in. It's just like going to the doctor, and you having other symptoms, but the only thing you tell them, oh, I've been having headaches. You're not telling them that you're having back pains, but
Yeah.
your foot hurt.
And you fell and hit your head
and
Thursday.
and so they're only going by what you're saying,
Right.
You know, but when they start doing tests and they start running,
That's
if you
what
have a
they
good
figure out,
doctor,
right.
they'll get blood work and X-rays and that's going to tell you what's going on with you internally.
Well,
And
that's
if
the same thing with mental health,
Yes,
correct?
exactly.
Yeah.
So you have trained professionals. We do have trained professionals that go to school and get all this student loan debt so we can help you. But we have trained professionals that you can do an assessment. We have psychiatrists. We have, what is it that you need, really need? You got case managers. You got, like I said, we got so many different parts of our program. It's amazing.
And behavioral science and some of these things have come amazing ways in the last 10 years. The amount of finesse that many of these clinicians and doctors have is really pretty amazing now.
Yeah.
And they've broken things down. Instead of giving you a generalized diagnosis, they now can be very specific about what's wrong and what you need.
Yeah, and
that
that's
really
important.
saves you time, trouble, and money and everything.
And that's why it's so important for you to get that assessment. I'm going to send out our number, 205-651-0077, and give us a call. If there's anything that's going on, if there's some things that you need some answers to, give us a call. We
Are people
are
afraid
here.
to call you?
I don't think so. I think we're at a place where we're having conversations. When I go out into the community and they'll see some people will see my tablecloth, and we're always promoting, and some people will come up, oh yeah, our son goes there, or I go there, and so people are being
Good,
more open,
good.
because a lot of
That's
times
good.
they're like, can you just slide me the card?
Yeah,
Just slide me the card today.
Yeah, there you go.
But
Just tell me that way.
I think people are being more open, but we still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
And with the stigma of it and being fearful but how would you know? I know a lot of times our fear is what keeps us from getting the help
Oh,
that
yeah.
we need.
Exactly.
But at least when you find out, you can get the
Help to
tools
fix it.
and to work with it.
Yeah.
It's like people saying, I don't go to the doctor because I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, duh, if you don't know what's wrong with you, you're going to just suffer or die. Go to the
Listen,
doctor and let's get it fixed.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest with you. I was real bad about that. I thought the doctors were gonna tell me something wrong,
That you didn't
but
want to
it
hear.
was something wrong. So
Yeah.
I needed to get the diagnosis. One, to pray against the diagnosis, but
Right.
but to understand that the treatments that's there, what's going on with me, and that we're always focusing on our physical health. But again, if that mind is just broken,
Yeah, it's a powerful thing.
oh my goodness, and we can think ourselves into good health, we can think ourselves into sickness, if that mind is not regulated and need to be, it's going to affect every part of your body.
You're right.
That's right.
It's so
It's the
powerful.
engine that drives everything.
Yes.
Tell everyone again, when is the event?
Okay, the event is, let me go back to the name of it.
Yes.
It's Blooming Benefit Back to School Expo. The
Okay.
event is going to be July 30th. It's going to be 10 to 1.
On a Thursday.
On a Thursday. Please come out. It's for the entire family, grandparents, everyone, because like I said earlier, we have over 30 vendors that are there for the community, and fun for the entire family. So, and we're giving giving away book bags. And,
Are you really?
And, yeah, school supplies. I
Yeah.
forgot about that. That's a huge part.
It is.
Yeah.
That saves people a lot of trouble and money.
That's right.
And this is all going to be at Jeff State.
Jeff State.
Okay.
And
that's
so, like you were saying, it's a lot of parking.
Yep.
It's you know,
It's indoors.
inside, air
Inside.
conditioned, dry.
girl. Well, I think I started doing things inside now. I'm like, we're not gonna be outside. We good.
Thank God.
Yes.
Yeah, late July in Alabama, outside can be
And you know,
miserable.
And the weather, me planning events, if the weather, like, it's been raining a lot. And,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
You never know in the summer.
Yeah, so.
Well, it complicates everything because you got to worry about whether it is going to be nice or it's going to be too hot
Yeah.
or
That's
it's
right.
going to be stormy. Then you got to have all these alternative things to think about. Inside, nice.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We know rain or shine, it's going to happen.
when I tell
That helps
you,
a lot.
I understand. I've been doing this for
Long
about
time.
20 some odd years, and I've been outside, inside, and I understand the weight that it is on the vendors because they got to stay there all day
Yeah.
long, and they're in that heat. So I'm very understandable because I don't want to do it anymore.
No,
So,
nobody does.
Yes.
Well, Zena, you're amazing, and I appreciate your passion for helping others and your understanding, and I wish there were 100 more of you.
Wow,
Yes.
that'd be scary.
Yeah, it would,
with that
especially
one.
for us monster drinkers.
I know. We'll knock that dumb monster drink out of it. It wasn't me, it was her.
Well, thank you so much for joining us,
Thank you
Zena.
guys. Thank you
We
guys.
really
Please
enjoyed
come out.
it.
Please come out. We are
Yes.
so excited.
Sounds wonderful.
Yes,
And we'll
thank y'all.
keep everyone updated and remind them closer to time too. It is in a couple of weeks, but it'll sneak up on them.
I know. I
Yeah,
know.
we'll keep
Go ahead and
reminding
plan
folks.
for it. Yeah.
But it is 8:04. It's about time to close out. And I heard word that there is someone who wrote Bill a song and that they're
Oh.
very proud of it. So we're going to close the show out with that today.
All right.
You're going to play the song?
Let's
oh, my
do
God.
it. A
Hey.
song.
It's pretty amazing. This guy
I'm
did it for
excited to
me.
hear it.
There was a voice in the morning, cutting through the Alabama sky, making Birmingham feel like family, with Dollar Bill on the dial. Back when the record still spun around and country lived in a radio town, he stepped to the mic with a smile you could hear and stayed there strong for 50 years. From WZZK to the Bull FM, folks turned it up just to hear from him. Through early drives and working days, he became part of the Alabama way. He never needed bright lights or his name 10 feet tall. Just a microphone, a country song, and a heart that welcomed all. Dollar Bill on the dial, making hard mornings easier for a while, with a laugh, a song, and a story to tell. Everybody knew that voice so well. From the city streets to the county line, he was riding right there every morning drive. Alabama smiled every time Dollar Bill came through the dial. Patty beside him, the ratings climbed. Two old friends having one good time. For 20 years they led the way, and Birmingham listened every day. Then Madison joined him down the road, keeping that morning thunder rolling. New songs played, but the feeling stayed. Dollar Bill never changed his ways. He treated every listener like a neighbor stopping by, with kindness in his words and a little mischief in his eyes. Dollar Bill on the dial, making hard mornings easier for a while, with a laugh, a song, so well. From the city streets to the county line, he was riding right there every morning drive. Alabama smiled every time dollar bill came through the dial. He gave more back than he ever took. That kind of love can't be learned from a book. A helping hand, a generous heart, serving his people was always the part. The Tom Rivers honor came his way for the lives he touched from day to day. Then the Hall of Fame called out his name, but he stayed humble all the same. Awards may hang upon the wall, but the greatest prize of all was knowing someone's day got better every time he took their call. Dollar bill on the dial, making hard mornings easier for a while. With a laugh, a song, and a story to tell, everybody knew that voice so well. From the city streets to the county line, he was riding right there every morning drive. Alabama smiled every time dollar bill came through the dial. Then 50 years came rolling through, like an old song ending way too soon. He laid the headphones down one day, but legends never fade away. Now there's more time for the ones back home, married, the children, the grandkids grown. But somewhere when that sunrise shines, you can still hear him between the lines. A radio tower may lose its light, a studio may go quiet at night, but a voice that carried hope that far keeps traveling on wherever we are. Every worker headed down the road, every family waking up at home, still remembers that familiar sound that made the whole town gather round. So dollar bill on the dial, you made Alabama proud for a long, long while. With a laugh, a song, and a story to tell, you gave your heart and you gave it well. From Birmingham to the county line, you were riding right there every morning drive. And Alabama still smiles, remembering dollar bill on the dial. 50 years behind the microphone, and a lifetime in the hearts of Alabama. Dollar bill on the dial.